I just watched Foundation Season 3, Episode 3, and there's a lot here to digest. Let me just start off with Gaal Dornick and Brother Don's alliance, which was last week's cliffhanger. Now, this week we find out in a flashback they've been communicating for 3 years. Brother Don had gone to the Great Library at Trantor, which is the home planet of the Empire, to find one of psychohistory's textbooks, which have all been banned. Now, psychohistory predicted the fall of the Galactic Empire, so we can't allow those textbooks to just be fomenting sedition and all that. So Don has to go to the Great Library, where the book is under lock and key. This Brother Don is Cleon 25, and he has a mathematical mind. Turns out the librarian is working with Gaal Dornick, who's told the librarian to send her every individual who asks for the book. At the initial meeting between Brother Don and Gaal, he becomes an agent and spy of the Second Foundation. Brother Don is told that the First Foundation doesn't know about Gaal's existence and to keep it that way. Foundation is supposed to defeat and replace the Empire, so Don is delirious to be part of this plot against the First Foundation. And at the meeting, Gaal is shocked to learn that the Empire has the Prime Radiant. Now, last season, a version of Harry Seldon, a hologram of his consciousness that lives in the vault, gave the Prime Radiant to Demerzel. Don reveals that Demerzel is using the Prime Radiant to make decisions that are best for Empire, not for humanity as a whole. Now, the Prime Radiant can predict the future of humanity, which is large numbers of people, but cannot predict the actions of individuals. Now, Brother Don is impressed with Gaal. He tells her, the Prime Radiant couldn't predict the Mule. You could. Now, every time Gaal went to cryosleep, she would dream about the time of the Mule, so the predictions came to her in dreams. Gaal warns Brother Don not to meet with the Mule in person. Boom. This indicates that the Mule's mentalic powers can't reach across a great distance. We see this during the Mule's party to celebrate his coup d'etat. It's a red carpet affair. Torrin and Beta are social media stars on the TV show. They arrive with Han Pritcher from the First Foundation. The party is underway, and we're introduced to one of the main characters from the books, Magnifico Giganticus. He's a musician, the Mule's balladeer. Now, in the books, he's the Mule's court jester and referred to as the Mule's clown. Now, on the TV show, he seems to have a higher status, but the Mule is still brutal with Magnifico on the TV show and treats him like an object. When Han Pritcher gets near the Mule, he's attacked by a mentalic wave that slams him to the ground, with the Mule's voice ringing in his head. You're like me. Who is Gaal Dornick? Pritcher staggers to his feet. He tells the Mallows to leave, and Pritcher books it out of there himself on a whisper ship. The Mallows stick around, though, to continue spying. Beta goes to speak with Magnifico. Torrin goes to speak with the Mule, who demands that Torrin insult him, asserting it's a game they play on the Mule's homeworld. So Torrin plays the game and insults the Mule's virility. Torrin is a social media star, constantly shirtless. Now, he has a super hot wife as well. Sitting at the table with the Mule is the young daughter of the former Archduke Balerion. Now, Torrin says, I doubt she's yours. Your syphilis must be so bad. Is that why they call you the Mule? Before I discuss the consequences for Torrin of playing the Mule's game, let me just mention that a mule is a cross between a donkey and a horse. Mules are bred for strength, generally, but they're sterile. They don't produce offspring. So Torrin is playing the game, but the Mule likes to win games. So when he loses the game, he tortures Torrin at the table in the style of a Ramsay Bolton from Game of Thrones. Torrin barely gets out of there with his life. He finds Beta. She's made friends with Magnifico. The three of them board a whisper ship and book it out of there. Now, the Mule wants to meet with Empire, but Brother Don was warned by Gaal not to meet with him in person, so they communicate via hologram. The Mule doesn't want this type of meeting, obviously. He's annoyed when Empire opens the hologram channel. Brother Don offers a crown to the Mule as the warlord of Calgon. He would have to pay taxes, but the Mule would have the Empire's protection and access to the Empire's jump gates. Now, that's how they travel through the Empire at light speed. It's cumbersome technology, though. Last season, the Empire lost its slave workforce of spacers who are able to fold space and time to travel at light speeds. Now, the Foundation freed them from their slavery. The Foundation itself developed whisper ship technology that doesn't require spacers. So that's how the Empire lost command of the stars, lost it to the Foundation last season. The Mule rejects the offer. He tells Brother Don, I don't need your protection. You failed to protect Calgon. I am the proof. And it turns out the Mule is already planning to seize the jump gates. He just hasn't named his price yet. The Mule goes on a killing spree on Calgon. He's out of control emotionally because he lost his balladeer, Magnifico, whose music would soothe him. The Mule reveals that he feels his life is not his own, as if he's under the control of some Holy Spirit, and the only way to remove that feeling is to kill his way out of it. So this seems to be a biblical reference flipped on its head. King Saul in the Bible was cursed with an evil spirit who tormented him, and the only comfort he found was the music of David, whom God had anointed to be Saul's replacement. Now, David was a psalmist who sang and played the harp. What we have with the Mule and Magnifico is the flip side of Saul and David. The Mule is saying here that when Magnifico's music is absent, he feels a sense of peace. But he doesn't like feeling peaceful, so he has to murder folks to feel like himself again. And we're told in this episode that Magnifico's music is hypnotic. Now, hypnosis is where someone puts you under a spell and makes you do things. I wouldn't want a musician like that on my whisper ship, I can tell you that. Final plot thread for this episode. Brother Day and his consort, her name is Song, are planning to leave. Day wants to live an ordinary life, away from the palace intrigue. But while they're planning to escape, Day admits to his consort that Demerzel is a robot. And, as it turns out, the consort is from a province where they used to worship robots. Their religion is called the Inheritance. It's been outlawed, punishable by death, but they still worship in secret. Demerzel finds out about the escape plan. She doesn't have the consort murdered, although she's done that type of thing before. She's even murdered Cleons before. But this time, Demerzel just has the consort's memory wiped and sends her home, which is done with all the consorts to protect state secrets. Day is relieved to find out she's alive, but he's enraged. Demerzel tells him, I showed mercy because I care about you. I did it for you. Brother Day tells her, get out! Leave me alone! Dramatically, this sets up a great episode next week with Brother Day back at the palace, asserting his rule as the middle throne. We saw some glimpses of that beginning in this episode as well. Brother Day has spent season 3 stoned for the most part, so it'll be great to watch him return. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe.